Good evening, everybody. How are you doing out there? Thank you very much for joining me. I am Marc Shuttle. I am the head of video here for wXw Wrestling. Guten Abend zusammen. This is going to be the wXw 16 Carat Gold 2025 live preview. Tonight, we're going to run you through absolutely everything that you can expect to see at 16 Carat weekend. It is going to be awesome. I am so excited. And I'm not just here to do it all alone. I've brought some friends with me. So, first of all, I'll be bringing up a man you all know and love, lovable idiot, Milberg, Mett Dimassi. Mett, how the hell are you doing, my friend?
I thought you were talking about Dave Bradshaw. How dare you, sir?
I'm doing an idiot.
Well, that's fair. He's a smart man. But I'm doing great. I'm a little under the weather. But what can heal my soul better than a little bit of preparation, a little bit of finding out of what the biggest matches in the first round are going to be at Europe's biggest wrestling festival? You tell me, Mark. You tell me.
Wait, I'm ready to get to that. Matt, patience. You need to be patient.
I've got me some news. I found out what one of the matches are, Mark.
You know nothing, Matt. Like, you know less than nothing.
I'll
but thank you all, everybody, for joining us here. So before I actually introduce our next guest, just going to say hands up. I made a big mistake when setting up this stream. I cannot bring your comments into the stream tonight. I'm sorry. It's been a whole year since we did the last preview stream, and yeah, I just basically didn't set it up correctly. I'm sorry about that. I can still see your comments. If you see me looking over this way, that's what I'm doing. I'm seeing a bunch of you in the chat there. So, hey, Yanis. Hey, Dan. Hey, everyone. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Rob. Great to see you guys. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Everyone else who's in the chat, I mean, I can see there's 77 of you already. That's awesome. Say hi. Tell us where in the world you are joining us from here this evening. And tell us what you're most looking forward to at 16 Carat weekend. I look forward to hearing from you over the course of tonight's show. But, Matt, we have another guest to introduce. There's going to be 3 of us here this evening.
Yes, sir, we do. You know what? Let me introduce him.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
He is, ladies and gentlemen, the best commentator, not just on European soil, but in my eyes, in the entire world. A man that you have known for years to be the voice of Europe, and a man who will be one of the voices on commentary for 16 Carat Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dave Bradshaw.
Thanks, Mett. I'm glad the check cleared. That was, yeah. Well, for the intro, because I wasn't sure if it. I was worried, but hi everybody. Hi Mark, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Dave. Dave, it's been too long since we spoke, my friend. Too long since I've seen you.
I know,
to bring you over more often.
I know. Wait, hey, you know where I am. But I mean, what I am excited for though is 1 week from today, we will be in Oberhausen. It's going to be my third 16 carat. Should be my fourth. I was ill last year, so it's actually even more special for me because it's like first time in 2 years I've been here. So yeah, and by the way, everybody who's in the comments and who's watching, Mark genuinely has not told Mett or me what any of these matches are that are getting announced. So this isn't one of those things where we're pretending to be surprised or anything like that. I literally have no idea how this is
Mett has been bugging me for weeks to try and find out what's going on. I don't know if you saw the video. Like, he actually got one of our camera guys to follow him around so he could make this funny little video whilst he actually tried sneaking through my laptop in Bielefeld like a few weeks ago. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no man. Your camera people are just better spies than I am. They were shading me. In fact, I'm pretty sure you paid them to do that. Also, I'll have you know, the money that I got wired by somebody to say nice things on this stream were used for a private investigator. And in fact, that investigator was tailing you, Mark. He couldn't get onto your computer. No, he wasn't good enough for that. And then I asked for a loan from the bank because apparently my money wasn't enough. And like after an hour, he came back and he said it was enough. But then after the loan from the bank, he kept tailing you. He couldn't get onto your computer, but he realized one thing. One of your favorite drinks is a Guinness, Mark. And that suddenly the lights started flickering. Guinness, right? Ireland. So the first round is going to be Anita Vaughn against Nigel McGuinness, isn't it, Mark?
Fuck. I know I shouldn't swear on the stream, but fuck.
I knew it.
You are a far bigger idiot than I had ever given you credit for.
So it's not Nigel McGuinness.
No.
God damn it.
No.
I thought the logic was impeccable.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. That's why you're such a professional.
Yeah.
Yes. Because Dave can put up with your shenanigans. I'll try not to swear again. But hi, everybody. Thank you all for all your comments joining us in the chat here. Awesome to see you all this evening. So I see we've got people joining us from Hamburg. Where else in the world? People aren't telling us. Come on, tell us where you're joining us from. I want to know where you are joining us here this evening and what you're most excited for. Tell us what you are most excited for over 16 Carat weekend. We want to know. We want to hear from you guys because it's as much about you as it is anything else this weekend. But yeah, I think we should just not hang about too much longer. Let's get into this. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what to expect over 16 Carat weekend. This is.
Hey. Wait. There wouldn't be a 16 Carat stream without the CEO of High Performer Ltd. Cheers, everybody. Robin Christopher Forwick is here to give the expertise. The manager of the winner of 2025's 16 Carat Gold Tournament, Joseph Finette Jr. I'm happy to join you. You should be happy that I'm joining. The only thing I'm not happy about is Matt Dimassi's stupid face.
I know I said hit me. Please hit me harder. Kill me now.
How did this idiot get the link?
I don't know.
I'm an
not only that, right? How the hell did you get admin privileges?
I've got admin privileges.
How?
Yep, because I am the CEO of High Performer Ltd. I should have admin privileges. Get your
that makes
stuff
no
straight.
sense.
Of course it does.
Okay.
What are you drinking?
It's sparkling rosé. You wouldn't know, you peasant.
Wow.
Okay, gents, I'm sorry. I cannot remove him from this call.
You don't want to, honestly.
Trust me. I'm
the only one with proper hair around here.
Really?
It ain't gonna last too much longer. Trust me.
That looks like a transplant job as well.
Somebody went to Turkey.
Yeah.
And is a turkey.
You could afford it. You wish you could afford it.
Okay, well.
Anita Vaughn's in the chat. That's somebody I'm actually happy to see.
Yeah, AB, I'm not going to add you to the chat, but I am going to say, not only has Malberg been bugging the hell out of me about what the matches are, AV has been sliding into my DMs begging me to tell her who her first round opponent is. And I told her, you got to watch the stream. She's not the only one, but she's the one I'm calling out because I see her in the chat here. But thank you to everyone who is commenting. Awesome to see you all. 96 people with us right now, almost up to 100. We have people from Bielefeld, from Gelsenkirchen, from Dusseldorf, from Hamburg, from the UK. Awesome. So good to see you all. Daniel, I wish I could cut his mic. I can't. He has admin privileges. So sadly, we're going to have to deal with Forhau over there.
Hey.
Sorry.
You can't say it like that.
I'll tell you what that means later.
Just
Dave.
did.
I have an idea.
But some people saying they're excited to see Miyu Yamashita. I'm excited to see Miyu Yamashita. What a phenomenal talent. First time wrestling in Germany. We'll talk a little bit more about her later on. These comments are flying too quick for me tonight. It's so much more awkward now. I can't bring them up on screen and mark them. But I see someone say it's going to be their first Ambition tournament. Bella, yeah, your first ever Ambition. Oh, I love Ambition. Mett, you're a man who loves Ambition. That's going to be something special this year, right?
I'll tell you what, as a man who has now gotten a much bigger love for combat sports in general, as a man who has literally traveled the trains of Hungary in the night trying to convince people to watch and buy Ambition just because it is such an incredible experience. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see this year's Ambition. I want to see how far a lot of people go in this tournament. There's a couple of people that have reached close to the end, close to winning it, but failed right at the end. There are people who have won it before. It's going to be an incredible tournament, and I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Okay, so look, we're not going to mess around any longer. Let's take a look. For those of you joining us live, this is the schedule. This is the program. Thursday night, Inner Circle at the wXw Wrestling Academy. Friday night, 16 Carat Gold, night 1. Saturday morning, Shotgun Bonanza, followed by Ambition Saturday afternoon, and 16 Carat Gold, night 2 on Saturday. Then Sunday, We Love Wrestling, followed by the big finale, 16 Carat Gold, night 3. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so good. And for those of you who can't join us there live, here's the live stream schedule. You can watch it with German commentary on wXwNOW or with English commentary live on Triller TV. It will be the first time that we broadcast the entire festival in 2 languages. It's going to be a whole lot of stress for me, but oh my God, it is going to be so much fun. And it all starts, as I said, with Inner Circle on Thursday evening. Dave, I know you've never had the pleasure of joining us at Inner Circle. You've commentated a bunch of them. What do you expect from Inner Circle?
Well, Inner Circle is kind of like Christmas Eve, right? It's that sort of, it's that moment before the weekend starts. It's that kind of intimate environment at the wXw Wrestling Academy. And it's this just incredible moment where you never quite know who's going to show up. And just this stunning way to start the weekend. So I think for those who are there, it's the perfect way to start the weekend. And I'm looking forward to commentating it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, it's a small room. We're cramming a load of people in there. It gets warm, but oh my God, the matches, the surprises. And right now, I know nothing about who's going to be appearing or the matches. And I am just as excited to find out as anyone else when I get there. Mett, what are you most hoping for on Inner Circle? Nigel McGuinness, maybe?
I mean, hey, awesome. Hell yeah. Sure. But I mean, look, just considering who's going to be not just competing in 16 Karat Gold, but also competing in Ambition, and who's going to be part of just the whole weekend. You never know who's going to show up there. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You get these matches. Just go back a few years and remember the match that we never knew we wanted, that being Fuminori Abe versus Masha Slamovich. That's one of the highlights of Inner Circle for me thus far in the past few years. But there are so many more. You don't know who's going to come out. You don't know who to expect. That surprise factor does, well, my goodness, especially in that intimate environment, it's like a powder keg ready to blow.
But here's the thing, Mark, as well, though. It's not risk-free, right? Because a lot of the guys who are going to show up on Inner Circle, historically, they're in the tournament. They're in either the 16 Carat tournament or they're in Ambition, one or the other. And there's a chance, if you're going to go in there against a high-caliber opponent, you could kind of ruin your weekend as a wrestler early doors. You know, you could go into Friday and already have an injury if someone's worked you over at Inner Circle. So I know some wrestlers like performing in everyone likes performing in Inner Circle, but some like it as a warm-up because they're like, okay, this will get the blood flowing, any ring rust, you know, it's been a few weeks, whatever, they're really on top form because you kind of have to hit the ground running, right, when you're in the first round of 16 Carat. But so some people like it, but it must be incredibly anxiety inducing as well because it's the biggest weekend of the year. And if you start it off on the wrong foot, then there may not be any coming back from it. So there's consequences too.
Yeah, no, very good point there. Like someone could either build their momentum for the rest of the weekend or it could be a huge misstep. I'm going to regret this, but Robin Christopher Forberg, what's your take on Inner Circle? Can we expect to see any of your pool of talent appearing next Thursday?
Dave was talking about ring rust. My guys never have ring rust. I don't know what amateurs you're talking to, but high performers don't have ring rust. That's for sure. But maybe we will show up. I actually hate Inner Circle because I have to stand so close to the idiots that are the fans of wXw, even closer than usual. It's horrible. They smell.
Wow.
Please bring deodorant this year.
You can't say that to our fans.
I can and I will. They say horrible things about me.
I'm sorry, guys. I wish you could kick him from this call.
This is my whole take on Inner Circle. If a high performer will show up, he will win, as we do, and as we will all weekend. This is our year. This is our 16 karat gold. And of course, this is our inner circle, as always.
Wow.
Thumbs down in the chat for Fovic, please.
Yeah, I definitely regret asking that question. But look, if you can't be at the show, because it's been sold out for months, like it's been sold out for so long, you can watch it. It won't be live, but this will drop on wXw Now exclusively with both English and German commentary on Tuesday after 16 karat, which I will check the date right now. Tuesday the 11th. Tuesday the 11th, it will drop exclusively on wXw Now with both English and German commentary. So those of you who don't have tickets, you don't have to miss out. And trust me, you do not want to miss out on Inner Circle. But there's more than just Inner Circle in addition to the main shows of the weekend. This one, I'm not even sure what to expect from this Shotgun Bonanza. Like, Mett, I'm assuming you've got your little cowboy hat ready for this one.
That's actually coming in the mail, buddy. Now I'll tell you what, I'm really excited for the Shotgun Bonanza. I'm gonna see our sheriff Anita Vaughn walk in, and I'm gonna see if she's the best cowpoke by the end of the night. All right, because at the end, only one can be standing. I cannot wait for the Shotgun Bonanza, especially.
How is this accent?
Are you going to do the whole? Are you going to do that whole like Shotgun Bonanza show in that accent?
Oh, you bet, Mister. I'm going
the
in.
sickness has gone to his head. This is.
It's but look, serious. Shotgun Bonanza. I am a big fan of Westerns, but you just need to look at the people on your screen. It's going to be an incredible event. The Shotgun Championship will very much be at stake. And I'll tell you what, Western jokes aside, there's going to be a hell of a bullseye on the back of Anita Vaughn. And you look at people on that list there, like Fast Time Moondo, who's already had his eyes on that championship. Fancy Ryan Clancy makes a return, an incredibly talented man, as well as some new faces like Mr. Hype, Kuro, making his way back to the WXW, to the Shotgun Bonanza, and an opportunity for him to stamp his arrival. It's going to be an incredible event. I'm very excited for it, and I'm going to just mosey on down and let that show surprise me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see a handful of names on screen right now. There's going to be a bunch more guys, and they're all going to be surprises. I don't know what to expect, and as we were told, like, the matches are going to be luck of the draw. They could be anything. They could be singles, tags, 3-ways, 4-ways, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. And the winners of every match get put into the final match where they get to challenge for the Shotgun title. It's going to be a real big challenge for, Slim Brawl, but it's going to be a big challenge for the Shotgun champion, Anita Vaughn, not least because she's also going to be defending the title in a singles match against Fast Time Moondo on this show. So I'm assuming she not only has to beat Moondo, but she then needs to go into this end match with who knows how many people in. Like, Dave, what do you make of this challenge in front of AV here?
I think it's insane. It must be so difficult for anyone, not just Anita Vaughn, to go into this scenario and come out of it still the champion. Just this match alone, right? Anita Vaughn and Fast Time Moondo. No disrespect to Vaughn, but I don't even know if she's favourite in that. That to me is a coin toss in itself, and that's only one part of the show. Right? You look at that list of wrestlers we just saw. I mean, for one thing, I can't imagine what it's going to be like when Dennis Cash Jr. comes face to face with Ravy Davy, because those are two unique.
If he comes face to face with Ravy Davy, who knows if they're going to be anywhere near each other? Who knows who else he could come face to face with?
No, and I mean, to me on that list as well, one of the names you've got to look out for is Kuro, 100%, because Kuro is a guy, he's been dominating the French scene for a while now, but now he's just been kind of extended into the UK recently. We've seen him over in Progress and Rev Pro and other places as well. So he's really becoming, he's making that leap now in 2025, it feels like, into the sort of the kind of going upper tier, so to speak, in terms of European wrestling and where he is on that mountain. So I think Kuro's out to make a statement, but then they all are, like any one of those people, and as you say, some surprises as well. So if you're Anita Vaughn, just from the list of opponents that are already announced, they're all so different. How do you possibly prepare? And then you've got the match with Moondo. You don't know who else is showing up. It's as a champion, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, great point. Great point at all. So I don't know why I'm doing this again.
No. I will stop you right there. What great
Good.
point.
Okay, let's move on then, yeah?
No, what great point. Dave said this match right here is the ultimate coin toss. I don't know what coins you use in the UK, but a coin toss usually is 50-50. This is the match that Anita Vaughn will finally lose. This is a match that should have happened before. She weaseled herself out of the match, and now finally Fast Time Moondo gets the match he deserves. He has proven over the last weeks, over the last months, that he deserves this title match and that he deserves to beat Anita Vaughn up. The dream is over. I've seen a lot of Anita Vaughn hype in the chat. I don't know where that's come from.
Oh, come on. You've seen AV in action.
Yes, I have. She has
And you're not a
lot of
believer.
energy.
You can't feel it.
No. I can feel a lot of things, but I can't feel her beating Fast Time Moondo right here.
Wow.
That's an angry Eastern German.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
I know a lot about angry East German people. They hate me over there.
They hate you
Rightly
everywhere,
so.
first of all.
What?
Second of all, look, I'll remind you, the day she won that championship, she went through 3 matches. She won the Femme Fatale tournament, and then she went on to defeat Levaniel. So, hey,
She cheated against Levaniel. And Levaniel is the European champion now.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
He is not the European champion. Jeez.
Absolutely not.
Imagine undermining what Anita Vaughn did on that day to win Femme Fatale and then to become the first female shotgun champion.
I'm not undermining. I think she's a great talent. She's a great talent. I'm not arguing.
I'll tell you what. I know for a fact AV's in there and she's telling you to zip it, pal. One thing, however, I'll tell you this. Anita Vaughn, she feels it. I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat feels it, and I'm sure they're going to let me know in those comments. Can you feel it? So how about this? How about hopefully Anita Vaughn will come into Shotgun Bonanza and she'll show you how to feel it, Mr. Forvek. I know your heart's been destroyed. Your heart's been gone for a long time. Who knows where it is, if you ever had one. But you're definitely going to be feeling Anita Vaughn coming into Shotgun Bonanza, and in my hopes, leaving it still Shotgun champion. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing a lot of we can feel it, I can feel it in the chat. And yeah, 2 confirmations that the people of East Germany really don't like Robin Christopher Forvek. Who can blame them?
It's mutual.
Okay, moving swiftly on, I want to talk about Ambition 16. What a show this is going to be. Always a highlight of 16 Carat Weekend, the shoot style wrestling show from wXw. This is always so good. I love it so much. And let's just take a look already. Let's take a look at these first round matches. I know they were put up on social media earlier in the week. I know a lot of people may have missed them, but let's just take a quick look here. Starting off with Fast Time Moondo again against the man you know very well, Dave Bradshaw, made of stone, Danny Jones.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that Danny Jones is going to go deep into this tournament. Fast Time Moondo, as we've just seen, he has his attention divided in several places this weekend. Danny Jones, such an incredible athlete, so strong, but so technically gifted as well. And in the sort of match we're going to see at Ambition, Danny Jones, I think, is one to watch in a big way in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be a real interesting first round match. And I'm really excited to see how Danny does. I'm a big fan of Danny Jones. And then we come to this match, Icarus against Liam Slater. I'm a huge fan of
Icarus.
Liam Slater.
Perfect. That's perfect to hear that you're a big fan of Icarus. I'm proud to bring him to Ambition 16 this year. Facing a man who can't even face a camera. Which is horrible.
I wish you couldn't face a camera.
Oh, I can, and I will all day long. But Icarus will easily win that first round match, and he will actually go on to win the whole thing.
Do you know what? I've known Liam Slater for several years, Mr. Forvek, and I have seen his face. I have seen his face, and I think you're going to see the end of his fist if you're not careful, because Liam Slater is not someone who suffers fools. And if you want to keep talking about that Liam Slater in that way, you're going to find out exactly what he's all about at Ambition.
Okay. Couldn't agree more. Much like you, Dave, I've known Liam a long time. I've got a lot of time for him. He's got so much potential. He's ready to break out. Ambition 16 could be Liam Slater's moment. I hope it is. But
Mark, sorry, we need to move on, but just for people who don't know, Liam Slater as well is in many ways responsible for for the rise through the wrestling world of Leon Slater, who I know we'll talk.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Anyway. Liam's his mentor. Like Liam's the guy who trained him. You know, Leon just had a 60-minute Ironman match here in the UK in December against Josiah, who's also in the Ambition tournament. And Liam was going 60 minutes with Leon in their training facility in the north of England to prepare him. And like he is underrated, I think, Liam Slater, not just as a wrestler, but as a like trainer and a producer of new talent. And I think you can always tell the quality of a wrestler from the quality of the people they go on to train. So just on that evidence alone, you know how good Liam Slater is, and you know what a threat he's going to be at Ambition.
I could not have said that any better myself. Thank you, Dave. But yeah, this is going to be a hard-hitting match. And I see there's people in the chat who think that Thomas Shire is going to win this. And surely, after last year's performance, he's got to be a favorite. But he's going up against Yuto Nakashima in the first round. Another tough guy. Mett, what do you make of this one?
I'll tell you what. Thomas Shire is somebody who I very, very, very quickly became a fan of. Mm-hmm. Right. Thomas Shire was at World Tag Team Festival 22. That was my first festival event for wXw, and his match there, his very first match against Kevin Lloyd was an incredible, let's say, appetizer for what's to come from Thomas Shire here at wXw. And I know I've seen it in the chat. We all know his stories thus far. He's competed in Ambition the past 2 years, and both times bitterly made it to the finals, and then had to take that L, had to take that defeat. And he's already made a mission statement with the one called Manders that he's going to not just go into Ambition this year. He's not just going to make it to the finals. He's finally going to take that final hurdle. And that is a story that I think a lot of people can get behind. The question is, can he really deliver on it? And I'll tell you what, I think a lot of people might underestimate this first match of his, because we've seen Yuto Nakashima have great success in the tag team division. However, Yuto Nakashima in and of himself is an incredibly dangerous striker, a man who is this close to signing a UFC contract. He decided not to after taking part in underground MMA just to achieve his lifelong dream of becoming a professional wrestler. Nakashima is an incredibly hard hitter, and we've seen just how rough and tough he is as the World Tag Team Champion alongside Oscar this whole time. Tell you what, this match is going to be very, very interesting. And honestly, I would be very heartbroken to see Thomas Shire exit in the first round, but against Nakashima, it's very much a possibility.
I'm not sure I don't know if Shire's previous experience in the tournament is a blessing or a curse, actually. Because when you think about it, you've got, on one level, yeah, he knows what it's like to compete in that tournament and to go to the final and to have to, compete multiple times on the same show. He's come up short against Tisha, right? And before that against Abe in the final. But is that now just a kind of a rock on his back that it's going to be very hard for him to lift off? Because just psychologically, to know you've gone there twice and not got it across the line, there's that just nagging part of your brain, I'm sure, at that point going, is there something about me that I just can't quite finish the job there? And I think he can. He absolutely has the talent to. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying, is he going to be his own worst enemy? Is he going to be in his own head? Or will that experience translate into just going that one step further this year?
That's the question. Can he get into the tunnel? Can he get into that zone and stay focused? Or is he going to be doubting himself too much and making mistakes? That's something we're just going to have to tune into Ambition to see.
Absolutely. But let's not forget as well, Ambition, we have this coming up. The first ever all-female super fight. Masha Slamovich against Stephanie Mays, and I am excited for this one. Masha Slamovich, as I'm sure a lot of fans know, she's competed in Bloodsport. She did well over there. Stephanie Mays, a hard hitter who's been on, she's had her struggles in recent months, but she's getting better and better and improving all the time. I think this one's going to be explosive. What do you guys think?
I think it's good for Mays potentially if she's able to win this, to draw a line under everything that's gone on with her in the recent past, and to because I guess it always feels like 16 Carat weekend is kind of the start of the end of one year, the start of another in wXw's calendar. So if she can end the previous year and start the new one on a high note, then that would be stunning for her. And there's not much higher note to do than to beat Masha Slamovich in a super fight at Ambition.
And even if it's ambition, think about that. Then she has a win against somebody not just at the level of Masha Slamovich, but the TNA Knockouts champion. But you have to keep in mind as well, Slamovich herself has been in wXw quite a few times, and we know exactly what Slamovich is capable of, not just here in Europe at wXw, but all around the world. So be sure it's going to be one hell of a challenge for Maze as well.
Absolutely. This is going to be special. I cannot wait. I'm really excited to see these two go at it. But then we have our main event. Sponsored by S&I Sweets and Dampftecker in Bielefeld. We want to thank them both so very much for helping us put this match on. And oh my God, Fuminori Abe, Takuya Nomura, like, I still haven't seen the first of their matches they've had so far. I saw the match at Bloodsport over WrestleMania weekend last year. Wow, that was probably like my match of the whole weekend. Out of all the matches that happened, out of all the shows I watched, that is one of my absolute favorites. It still sticks with me. And in their own words, they wanted to have this third match between them in the sacred ground of the Turbinenhalle, where their idols did it before them. This is going to be special. Mett, I'm sure you're excited for this, right?
Hey, I'll just say this, butty to the moon, because these two individuals, the astronauts, two tag team partners, two men who have not just gone to war with each other, but two men who know each other inside out, who are going to have their final battle here in Ambition. Oh boy, strap in, because my goodness, it's going to be one hell of a whopper.
Yeah, and because they're tag team partners, because they know each other so well, there's that. Obviously, it's very hard to call it in terms of who would have the upper hand, except to say that Fuminori Abe, I see this as to use a football term, this is like a home fixture for him, right? Because Abe is beloved in wXw. Everyone in the locker room.
He's practically one of our own now.
Oh, of course. And, he's one of those people I'm like, when I was thinking, oh my God, there's loads of people I'm excited to see next week when I land in Germany. He's one of those people. And it's not just me or people in the locker room who feel that. The fans all feel that as well. He's a previous winner of Ambition, as we mentioned a minute ago. So he's kind of in an event that he's made his own in the past, in front of a crowd that loves him, with a locker room backing him up. When you're looking for those small margins that could be the difference in a fight like this, I just wonder whether that's the thing that could be the difference. But we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. I'm going to ask it, Robin Christopher Forwork, do you have anything to add about any of these incredible matches, or do you just not care?
I do care. Of course I do care, especially about the tournament, of course, which Icarus is going to win. I want to go back also to Thomas Shire, who I hope has great chances against Yuto Nakashima, because if he beats up Yuto very, very, very bad at Ambition, he might not be able to compete later in the night when it's for the World Tag Team Championship, which we are going to win no matter what. But if Yuto is not there, that will be great for our chances. But also this, like you said, Abe versus Nomura, the astronauts against each other. I appreciated them a lot when they were here the last time. I am really looking forward to some hard-hitting action, because these two know that it's all about winning. It's all about winning here. And I like to see that. And I like to see them kick their heads in.
Thank you for that input. Well, we also have on Sunday morning, We Love Wrestling 65. And much like Inner Circle, I have no idea what to expect from this one. But if you've been to We Love Wrestling on a festival weekend before, you know it's going to be a whole lot of fun. There's going to be some crazy matches from some of this additional talent we have around, and the guys who maybe have been knocked out of the tournament already. It is always a great show, always a great way to kick off the final day of the festival. There's no point in trying to dream of what matches we could put together, but I guarantee there are going to be some fun, crazy, insane matches that you never knew you wanted as part of We Love Wrestling 65 Sunday morning. And yet, Wrestling Focus, you're right, something not stupid by Forwork. It makes a very nice change.
I always say the truth. Sometimes you can handle it and sometimes you don't.
And just a quick reminder of our festival program there. We got the 7 shows, 1 weekend. It all begins Thursday, 7 p.m. at the wXw Wrestling Academy in Gelsenkirchen. It's going to be awesome. Here's the live stream schedule. You do not want to miss this. And oh my God, looking at everything we've just gone through, and that's just the smaller events. And I say smaller, they're still going to be huge events. There's going to be some great crowds. It's going to be so much fun. They're going to be so loud. The match is going to be so good. I am so excited. And we still haven't got to the 3 main evenings yet. Oh, Dave, what are your feelings right now?
Yeah, I mean, like on We Love Wrestling, I always think it's that We Love Wrestling on the Sunday morning is kind of one of my favorite shows of the year, because inevitably it has to be sort of thrown together, right? Like one of the reasons we don't know what the matches are yet, obviously, is like you said, because we don't know who's going to be still in the tournament. We don't know who might have a beef with someone else from what's happened in the first 2 days. And so it's always a surprise what's going to happen, even to the people booking at wXw and everyone in charge. But it somehow always ends up being just a celebration of wrestling, right? And there's always that excitement as well, because we're just hours away from night 3 where we're gonna crown the tournament winner. But yeah, all those things are, if you like, the appetizers only, and that what appetizers they are. You look at Ambition, you look at Shotgun Bonanza, you look at We Love Wrestling, and yeah, those are just the warm-ups for these 3 incredible evening shows, which is why it's my favorite weekend of the year.
And it almost feels like terrible to describe Ambition as an appetizer, because like it's such an amazing show, one of my favorite shows of the year. But when you consider that, it's a smaller part of the whole festival weekend, like it kind of is. And I really hate to say that, but I'm so excited for Ambition. And I'm excited as hell. And yeah, I'm tired as hell. I'm already on the monster. There's going to be a lot of these things drank over the course of the next 10 days.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
What is happening with
Give me the matches, Mark. I've been waiting for so long.
The man needs. Can we please send him to a hospital?
Oh,
he's so excited. He's slowly
Mett's turning purple because
I've been holding my breath this whole time, waiting. It's not. Come on. I get you guys. God. It's going to be an amazing weekend. I'm excited for every bit of it. But Mark,
I hope you already choke now, so I don't have to see you next week.
Wow. You are a nasty, vindictive man. Oh, I don't know why the hell we have to put up.
Why don't you sit there quietly and drink your cheap rosé wine?
The adults are talking.
Cheap.
Okay, gentlemen, calm down. We're getting into it. We're going to talk about the tournament, the main shows, 16 Carat Gold 2025. Are you ready? Guys in the chat, are you ready? I'm not sure if you guys are excited enough. I know Dan's excited. I know Wrestling Focus is excited, but the rest of you, you've gone very quiet on me. Very quiet. I can see there's 94 of you, and I don't know. I just don't know if any of you guys are excited enough. Do you really want to make Mett suffer more?
Well, if they've been holding their breath this whole time, maybe they've been holding their breath this whole time like Mett, so they may have passed out from the excitement.
You killed them, Mark.
I say I'm about to. Well, I say we're about to start announcing numbers, and the numbers start going up, and here we go. Vito is ready. Everyone's ready. Mullet Alien is ready. Yes. Daniel's
Mullet
ready.
Alien's an incredible name.
That is an incredible name. It's phenomenal. Okay, guys, I think you might just be ready enough. However, we'll get to the first round matches soon, because we still have to talk about Night 2 European Championship match. Mike DiVecchio defending against Levaniel, even though Levaniel seems to think he's the European champion right now.
Yeah, you mixed that up here. Mix that up. Levaniel defending against Mike DiVecchio.
He's not the champion.
His championship.
He is not the man's slowly losing his mind.
I mean, Mark, neither you nor Dave can really talk about great Europeans because you guys left the EU.
I didn't vote for Brexit. That's a fuck.
I can talk about great.
He knows what he's doing, Mark. He's just trying to press the button.
I wish I could kick this idiot out.
In the world.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want them talking about great Europeans. I'll talk about a great European. I'll talk about not just a great European. I'll talk about a war machine, a Belgian war machine that went all the way out of Europe to Japan, to All Japan, got injured, came back, and as soon as he was ready. As soon as he came back in Hamburg, he had an incredible match against Ahura, defended his European championship that was stolen by Lavagno until Lavagno attacked him from behind. And as soon as you see DeVecchio getting right back up, you see Lavagno leaving the room quicker than Elvis. I'll tell you what, whoever the European champion is now, Mike DeVecchio, we don't have to argue about that. The big question is, who's going to be the European champion after night 2? And I'll tell you what, unless Lavagno can pull something else out of his sleeve, I can tell you this, DeVecchio, as we saw in the vlog, is incredibly angry.
He's
scary without being
angry. Yeah, he's
Okay.
scary. Anyway, but when you've upset him that much, I'm sure that Mike D is going to take great pleasure in taking his time bouncing Lavagno's head off of anything he can find in the Turbinenhalle, and I can't wait to see it.
Okay, stop. I mean, okay, let's be clear here. Of course, Lavagno has lost his mind, maybe a little. I can agree.
It's an understatement.
But
yeah,
the man is a former wXw Unified World Wrestling Champion. He's one of the greatest we've had over the last years. You have to appreciate that. And ever since he turned his back on the fans, he has reached another level. The Sigma is way better than he even was when he was champion. So I know that Mike D is angry. I know that he wants to destroy Lavagno, but Lavagno is one of the very best in Europe. And even though he lost his mind, he still is an incredible talent. You can't forget that. And all the mind games might just go up to the little itty-bitty brain that Mike D has. And maybe...
They're not mind games. Lavagno has actually lost the plot here. Like I'm worried for the guy. I think he needs some professional help. And I don't say that in a joking or mocking way. Like, something's not right with the man.
I mean, no, and I think, I mean, it's crazy to me, like, to hear Forther talk about it in that way. Because, yes, obviously, Lavagno is more dangerous than he's ever been, including when he was Unified World Wrestling Champion. But at what cost? Like, you look at him now, you know, we say, oh, you know, you can, like, Forverts go, well, maybe he's lost his mind a little bit. Well, that's, I mean, it's insane what Lavagno has become. When I think back to my first Carat weekend, Lavagno used to be beloved by these fans. And I know we should maybe have processed this by now because it's been a while since he turned against the fans. But it's one of the biggest contrasts I've ever seen in a human being, from what Lavagno was to what he is. And if that's the price he's had to pay to become a better wrestler, well, good for him. I hope it was worth it. But Mike DeVecchio is gonna I don't know, destroy him. And I think most of us, unfortunately, won't be sad to see that. And I don't say that with relish, because we used to all love Lavagno, and it's a tragedy what's happened to him on a personal level, even if he is now, like you say, more dangerous in ring.
Great points there, Dave. And yeah, I think, you know, you raise a great point about, you know, we forget, you know, just how much we did used to love him, and just, you know, how adored he was by everyone. And yeah, it's a big price he's paid, I guess, but I don't know what it's going to take to bring him back around. But I don't know, maybe a beating by Mike D is going to be the answer. But let's move on. Let's look at this. And I know, Forhout, you're going to have a lot to say about this one. So please take it away.
Of course I do. This is pure chaos. And who is going to lead his troops through the chaos better than me, Rowan Christopher Forward? But, of course, I've studied all the other teams. They are all incredible. We've got Planet Gojira. Robert Dreisker has won every title that is there to win in wXw. He won't, but he could become a 6-time tag team champion in this match. Norman Harris and Alex Duke nearly got the titles in Hamburg. I think they got screwed there. I think the decision was made. They should have won the titles. It would have been great for my... It would have been great for my good friend
he rightly
Harris.
Reversed the decision, made the match carry on. There is no argument there. They should
there
not
is
have
no
won there.
VAR here. There's no
There was no
VAR.
VAR. This wasn't on a video. He saw it and was like, I know you cheated. I know what a disgusting excuse for a human being you are, Norman Harris. I'm restarting this match, and it was the right thing to do. There's no question about it.
I know Norman Harris and Alex Duke would have been great champions for the time until we obviously win this championship match at 16 Carat Gold for our 16 Carat Gold weekend. It is still the high performer era, and we will get this title gold because I think all of you forgot that we are the whole reason this match exists. This whole weekend really exists because we are the center of wXw right now. We are.
You're sorry, what? You're the reason 16 Carat Gold weekend exists.
Yes. Because we are the ones who bring the people into the arena. Everybody wants to see your mind
as bad as
I need something harder than water.
Can you hear yourself?
Is this guy for real?
I need something much harder than water right now.
Embarrassing.
I mean, I've got Yanis in the chat asking, can Forehout go through a table? And I would love to see that. So, like, Dreisker, if you're listening, please put this man through a table.
I want to ask him as well, Mark. Like, Mr. Tactical Genius over here. Like, it's very difficult when you're in there against 3 other teams. So, if you're so confident of victory, you won't mind sharing your strategy with us. How on earth are you going to defeat all 3 of these teams?
Let me just rewind a little. The big bucks already went through tables thrown by us. Robert Dreisker already went through a table.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it
Planet Gojira
who put the big bucks through the table, not you?
Both Planet Gojira members have been knocked out with chairs by us. We know these weapons. And have you seen Anil Merrick? He would be perfect on a ladder, like sitting on top of the arena for everyone to see this sculpture of a man. Oh, I can see it in front of my eyes, and it's beautiful. It's art. And I love everything about it. And okay, I've talked about them before. Youngblood, of course, 2 of the best in all of the world. They're here on Excursion. They dominated so far. They are great in singles competition, and they are obviously great in tag team competition. But this is something they are not ready for. They are ready for one-on-one, 2-on-2, whatever. They've been ready against some of the greatest teams we have in Europe. This is made for us. The chaos is made for us, for the high performers. And we will prove that this will be the moment where we finally get the tag team gold.
That didn't remotely answer my question, though, did it? I'm asking you, what is the strategy? You talked for about 3 minutes there, said nothing. Like, what is your strategy? If you're such a genius and if you're so confident, I'm sure you won't mind sharing it with us. You've got 3 of the best tag teams in the world, as you've just said, that your guys have to beat. Come on, Mr. Expert. How are you going to pull this off?
We will climb the ladder and get the belts. I will tell you, Mike. I will tell you the tactic. What am I supposed to tell you?
Because you don't have one.
Sure.
That's my point.
Sure.
You don't have one. You're just hoping to survive the night. And hoping that somehow, by the grace of God, that your 2 guys get there first. The grace
of God already formed Anil Merrick. Have you seen the man?
Wow. Okay, well, we've listened to you talking about this match long enough. Yes, chat. Yes, this is going to be the main event of night 2. This is going to be chaos, and it's going to be TLC 4 tag teams. I'm excited, and I'm going to be very excited if someone can put Forehout through a goddamn table. It's going to be the Big Bucks against Planet Gojira, High Performer Ltd, and Youngblood. And these are 4 big combustible elements, and taking nothing away from Icarus and Anil Merrick, like, they're very talented wrestlers. But goddamn, when you're standing there and you're looking at the likes of Robert Dreisker and Marc Empire, Planet Gojira, when you're looking at the likes of Oscar and Yusa Nakashima, Youngblood, are you really going to say that, we've got this in the bag? I don't think so. But, Mett, what's your thoughts on this? I know you love the chaos of a TLC match.
Oh, I absolutely love the chaos of a TLC match. And then you throw in 4 teams into that and the possibility of seeing Fovek go through a table. or maybe off a ladder, get a chair, whatever.
Yeah, just hit with a chair. Punch you in the face would be fine. I'd be very happy with that.
But here's the thing, and this is where maybe I don't want to advocate for this pile of frog. The thing is, this match is very chaotic. A TLC match is an incredibly chaotic affair, and you can come in with all the let's say the advantage of size in the form of maybe a Planet Gojira, or the momentum of being World Tag Team Champions, having defeated the likes of Hector and Cash and Team KXS, and having been incredibly dominant since World Tag Team Festival, or with the, let's say, cunning, if we're gonna not choose a better word, than High Performer Limited or the big bucks. At the end of the day, all that matters is who climbs up and who gets those titles. It doesn't matter how much work you put in. It doesn't matter how many people you destroy. You can strategize as much as you can, and you can prepare, but no plan is infallible. And especially in the heat of chaos in a match like this, you got to have backups. You got to have other ideas. So I'm going to say this match is, for me, potentially the biggest toss-up of the weekend, because honestly, you could be right at that championship. Your fingertips could be on it, and then all of a sudden you can get the ladder yoinked right from under you, and you're out of the match. No, I'm excited to see how it goes, though, and I'm hoping for at least 2 teams to win this.
But only one team can win, Matt.
Well, no, but I'm saying there's 2 teams that I'd rather win.
So stupid. You're so stupid. Yeah, and it's High Performer Limited. Also, great point. If you grab with this glove, you have way better grip than any other team. If you grab the belts with this,
honestly, I wish. Yeah, if we ever shake hands, please put on the glove.
Don't ever shake his hand.
You wish.
Anyway, moving swiftly on, we also have this woman to talk about, Miyu Yamashita, making her German debut on the Sunday, night 3 of 16 Carat Gold. I am a big fan of Miyu Yamashita. I followed her when she was in Pro Wrestling Eve, former Pro Wrestling Eve champion, held that title for over a year. Phenomenal performer. And we don't know who her opponent's going to be. And I want to know. No one's telling me. But I guarantee whoever it is, this is going to be a phenomenal match. Dave, are you a fan of Miyu Yamashita?
Yeah, and it's evidence, if ever we needed it, right, that it's Europe's biggest wrestling festival, and it's like a magnet. It attracts the biggest stars, the greatest talents from all over the wrestling world. So it's not in an odd way, it's not a surprise to see Yamashita here, because it's to see someone of her caliber showing up at 16 Carat Gold feels right in some way. But yeah, but there's so many great potential opponents as well. So as you say, like I could think of 5, 6, 7 different possible, very plausible people she could be paired with and have an absolute stunner of a match. So it's going to be wild.
And as Beto says in the chat here, best wrestler in the world, and many do consider her to be the best wrestler in the world. And it's a tough one to argue, because she is that damn good. She is explosive, phenomenal striker. I have no idea who the hell she's going to be but Matt,
do you know? You've always got your ear to the ground. You're a
Matt, your detective work has surely got something. Surely you've got an idea.
Well, I mean, the thing is, my private investigator kind of found out the thing about Guinness, which I actually kind of already knew, and I'm kind of a couple $100,000 in the hole. So, however, I've kept my ear to the ground.
Just because you go to the shawarma store and get yourself shawarma and talk to the dude selling it to you, it is not a private investigator. Please. Okay.
Anyway,
the man at McDonald's is not a private investigator. Not a guy in the back.
Yo, shut up. All right, just relax. We're talking about Miyu Yamashita, and look, I've done my research on Miyu Yamashita. I fully agree with everything in the chat. Honestly, everything in that chat is everything you need to know. An incredibly hard-hitting woman, a woman of world-class level. And I'll be honest, whoever they put in their way, I trust Felix Kohlenberg. I trust the wXw office especially the wXw matchmaker, who's been doing an incredible job thus far. I trust that they will put an incredible opponent in front of Miyu Yamashita. I can only dream and salivate about what that match is going to be. But I'll tell you what, whenever it's in front of me, I'm just going to open my eyes. I'm going to enjoy every second of it. And I hope that everybody here in the chat and watching at home enjoys it as well, because you're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. And ladies and gents, we're almost there. We're almost at the moment you've all been waiting for.
You said that earlier.
I'm not falling for it again.
Are you sure, Mett? Do you want to click this button? Do you want to bring up the next slide?
Let's do it. I dare you. That's not going to be anything.
Is it not?
It's going to be a blank page.
A blank page?
You're not going to trick me.
Oh,
I know your tricks.
Picture of your brain. Perfect.
Well, you
don't laugh.
We're not at the first round yet because... Forver, can I please do my job here?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, you're right. I'm not reading the first round just yet because first I have to reveal the alternate four-way.
All right.
Wow. What a four-way this is going to be. Hector Invictus, Nick Schreier, Stephanie Mays, and Fancy Ryan Clancy. Dave, I'm sure you're going to be looking forward to this one.
Yeah, and we've seen in the past as well that it's not for nothing, these alternate matches, right? We've seen in the recent past that there's been, when there's an injury or some reason that one of the initial 16 can't continue, that the alternate gets put in, and it can be suddenly from a weekend where you had a nice win in a four-way match, but it might not come to anything, to suddenly you're thrown into the most important wrestling tournament in Europe, and in a heartbeat, like fate can change and you can end up in there, and then you could win it, and who knows? So it's one of those moments where you want to just be so completely laser focused on what you're doing, because at worst it's a victory at Europe's biggest wrestling festival. At best, it could be a springboard to send your career into the stratosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well, it's not like this is just four random names here that we've just thrown in. Both Schreier and Mays, they did well, but didn't quite get where they wanted to be as part of the road to 16 Carat Gold in Bielefeld. Hector and Clancy were both part of the surprise benefits scramble at Broken Rules. Both come close to winning that, which was obviously won by Fourworks man, Fennec, back last year. So, these four guys who almost got there, who almost entered the tournament, being given a second chance in what I'm sure is going to be a crazy and fun four-way. Mett, your thoughts on this one?
Hey, I'll tell you what, the slide wasn't blank. However, the ticket that whoever wins this match...
Told you it wasn't going to be blank.
Yeah, okay. The ticket that one of these people could sign their names onto could be gold. All right? Because we've seen it before. There have been situations where people who have won the alternate four-way dance made their way into the tournament. I think Hector is even one of them.
Yeah, Hector is one of them. So it could happen again.
And then think about this.
Twice for Hector Invictus.
And think about this, for all four of these individuals, it'll be an incredible opportunity, just as Dave said, not just to maybe get into 16 karat gold, but imagine, like, you don't know at what stage you're going to be at 16 karat gold either. So you have to be ready to go at any moment. So, of course, we hope that everybody stays healthy, that we don't have any injuries, but should that happen, that'll be good fortune for one of these four people. I mean, good fortune is a horrible way to put it. I sound like four.
Yeah, exactly. But
I know
bad happens to one
you're
person and
wishing
someone
injury
else
on my
benefits.
clients.
I'm wishing injury on you. That's different.
Okay, so if that's the alternate, it means that now is the time.
Okay.
Chat,
All right.
are you excited?
I swear to God, if it's that again.
I swear to God, if it's that
again.
He has livened up.
I swear to God, if that is that again, I will march into your house and I'll water your dogs and walk your plants. All right, buddy?
You got to drive here first. That's going to take you like 90 minutes. And you're
I don't.
Why did you
away.
Why did you let him know where you live, Mark?
Because
Come on, it doesn't matter. Give me the first round matches. I've waited for so long. I need this, Mark.
He's turning purple again.
I
think he needs to go to bed. I think he really needs to go to bed.
I'm not sure you want this enough.
He's nearly
I'm not
gone.
sure the chat wants this enough. Like,
Look,
come on,
he's
chat.
coughing
You can
up
do
a
better
lung.
than this.
Look.
There's
All right,
over
chat.
100 of you here, and I'm not seeing any excitement. I want some goddamn excitement because this is exciting. This is the first round reveal. The 8 matches you've been dying to know. The ones Mett has been paying people to try and steal from me for weeks now. The ones he tried to break into my laptop for. I need some goddamn excitement.
Look, come on, hit him in the chat. Everything, everybody that wants to see this, let me hear you. I see Felix Kohlenberg saying yes. And I see now Tim Hans. I see Sebastian Vifas. I see Daniel Hart. I see Wrestling Focus. Come on. Come on.
Okay, Mett, how about this? Bobby
All
Guns,
right.
Anita Vaughn, 16 carat first round.
All right, I can feel it. I can feel it. Let's see how far the Shotgun Champion goes into this. I don't know if Bobby Guns' new hairdo is going to give him superpowers, but I'll tell you what, he's going to need it against Anita Vaughn. Oh, this is going to be great.
I'm keeping my eye on the chat because I know AV's in the chat and I'm waiting for her to. I want to hear what her reaction is. But yeah, as you said, these two, they had a fantastic match in Munster. 15-minute time limit draw. Neither one. There's going to be no time limit here. There has to be a winner. Dave, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I'm Anita Vaughn, on one level that is a tough first round draw, obviously, but it's kind of like how I feel when England are in the World Cup, right? You know what? Yeah, you got to play the big teams at some point, and they don't come much bigger in wXw than Bobby Guns. So if you're going to go a little deep into the tournament, which I know Anita really wants to do, then you may as well start by facing one of the best, and that's what she's going to have to do. She's going to have to beat a man who's done everything in wXw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Anita Vaughn is now following in his footsteps in many ways. You know, the shotgun title that he's held in the past. You talked about the time limit draw they've had before. And so they've learned a bit about each other. You've got to make Guns the favorite, I think, and that's no disrespect to Vaughn, but just based on that resume I was just talking about. But Anita Vaughn in the past year has made a habit of surprising people and doing things that we didn't think was possible, winning Femme Fatale, becoming the shotgun champion. So beating Bobby Guns is a logical next step, and she can do it. She can do it, but it is, I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I just seen her reaction in the chat, just wow. And Dave, you say Bobby Guns has done everything. He's done everything except win 16 carat gold. And surely that makes him more motivated and more dangerous than ever. Mett, what's your take on this?
I mean, look, I am very much hopeful for Anita Vaughn, the shotgun champion. She's having an incredible time at wXw ever since winning that shotgun, ever since breaking out onto the scene here at wXw. And she's had an incredible ride that I'm sure is going to go further up. And hey, you know what? I believe that she could be a dark horse to win 16 karat gold this year. However, I have to agree with Dave as well. Her opponent is not just a man that's won everything except for 16 karat gold, not just a former shotgun champion, a former world tag team champion, but the longest reigning and most dominant unified world wrestling champion of all time. He's held that championship for longer than anybody else. And we know that after that, he had a period where he, in his words, he had to carry some dead weight in tag teams. And now he feels he's freed and more dangerous than ever. I'll tell you what, from what I've seen so far the last few months of the King of Smoke style, he's very, very, very much more dangerous than he has been over the past few years. So I'll tell you this, I'm hoping for Anita Vaughn, but I know she's in the chat and I know she's not going to appreciate it. Well, but I'm sure she knows it more than anybody else, more than any of us. You've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a great match. I'm very excited for this one. As I said, the first match in Munster, exciting, but here, 16 karat gold first round, no time limit. Oh, I don't know which way to call this one. However, let's look at this, our second first round match. And if you want to talk about explosive, we are looking at two of the most explosive wrestlers in this tournament. And, you know, there's no easy matches in this first round. There's no easy opponents. And these two going at it is, I don't know what I want to use. I want an explosive. Dave, I know you spent a lot of time talking with Adam Priest last time he was here in wXw. I'd love to get your thoughts on this matchup.
I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time arguing with Adam Priest. Is why I'm smiling, because he is a University of Alabama guy, and I went to University of Florida, so we are naturally live on different planets. But no, Adam Priest is just one of the best wrestlers on the American independent scene. Obviously, that's a massive scene, so that's a big statement. But wXw, I think, in the last few years has done an incredible job of picking out some of the absolute best talent from that big scene, because there's so many to choose from. You know, you look at Adam Priest, you look at Thomas Shire, you look at one called Manders, all these guys who have come over here. Priest is just right up there. He is, as you say, so explosive, and in many ways, it's a very good match with Lawrence Roman. It's almost a mirror image in terms of their physiques, in terms of a lot of their mentality like once that opening bell rings. So yeah, if you were going to pick, if you were going to look at that list of 16 and go, who would be my ideal opponent of the other 15 for Adam Priest, I think I might have picked Roman. So this is great, and obviously Roman, with that history from last year's tournament, will be going in looking to make some history by winning this year as well. So yeah, I mean that is my immediate reaction is just that is super exciting, and actually. Yeah. I've got no real idea which way that could go. And I could very easily see, you could easily see, as good as Lawrence Roman has been and as great as his history is in this tournament, you could see him go out in the first round here.
Yeah, exactly. And I see Ian in the chat saying that's going to under some radars, but it's a fantastic pairing. It really is. And obviously said Lawrence Roman, he won last year. He wants to win again this year. He wants to be the first and only man to win, I think to win 2, but at least win 2 back-to-back. It's a big ask. Mett, do you think it's going to happen? Can Lawrence Roman win 2 years back-to-back 16 karat gold?
Well, first thing I got to say in the direction of Dave is roll tide, because the tide just might roll on Lawrence Roman in that first round.
I'm jumping.
Getting right into it. The thing is, you are right. If Roman can go all the way to the end and win 16 karat gold here again, he'll be the third man to win 16 karat gold twice. I believe the other two are names such as Tommy End, otherwise known as Malachi Black. Oh, and Chris Hero. So 2 individuals who have absolutely left their marks on not just Europe, but on professional wrestling in general and on wXw as well. But Roman would be the first man to ever do it twice in a row, to go back to back. Nobody's ever done that before. But I have to agree with everything Dave said. Honestly, I can't take this match apart. I can't take these 2 competitors apart, because as incredible as the last year has been for Lawrence Roman, Adam Priest in and of himself is an incredibly dangerous athlete. And Roman himself has said in Hamburg, after winning the Unified World Wrestling Championships, things have slowed down for him a bit now. And he mentioned himself, he knows just how important it is to get onto that right track when you're going into 16 karat gold, and he's won it before. So my question is, if the pit bull has just enough grit to go head to head against somebody who can definitely, that's basically what I'm trying to say. This match is about who is grittier than the other. Which guy is more stubborn and which guy has the harder head to go through to the second round. Honestly, I'm super, super, super excited for this one. It's going to be
and by the way, whichever one does go through, I'm not sure there's going to be much left of them in round 2.
Oh,
yeah.
You've got to consider, because they've got to, you potentially got to go and wrestle 3 more times, right? And that's going to be a tough ask, because it's going to be hard hitting this. And that,
and depending on how Inner Circle goes, you might have already wrestled the night before. Yeah. Maybe your opponent hasn't either, so you don't really know.
Yeah, great points. And Sebastian has in the chat that Adam Priest is good in tournaments. Scenic City Invitational winner 2024. He's got that on his side as well, whilst Roman won Carat 24. Oh, I don't know if there could be a harder match to pick a winner in this opening round of the tournament. And then I look at this next match, Leon Slater, Egler Blank. Right?
Wow.
Okay.
Holy moly.
And that's an interesting reaction there, Forberg. I know you've had issues with Egg LeBlanc. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, we had some history with Egg LeBlanc, of course. And yeah, the man who had the biggest history with him, of course, is Joseph Van Dijk Jr. So I was hoping that they won't meet in the first round, and they don't, which is good for me, good for us, good for the team. But Aigle Blanc, I have to admit, it is one of the finest wrestlers in Europe, and ever since, like,
Ever
even
since
after
he beat
he,
Joseph Bennett Jr. in
no,
the Campus Slugs.
even after,
Sorry,
like,
am I
we got the
misremembering or
best out of
something?
it. We got the best out of him, but after that, he even got better. He got better. He proved last year that he is one of the best we have in wXw. But Leon Slater, we've seen him before on wXw.
Mm-hmm.
He is also an exciting talent, and these two also quite matching in style. So again, pretty hard to pick a winner here.
I mean, I'm curious about what Dave thinks about this match, especially what your thoughts on Leon Slater are going up against somebody like Aigle Blanc.
I think Leon Slater has been one of my top 3 maybe wrestlers in the world in the past year. He's
Wow.
that good. I was talking about.
I know
the
you
Iron
see
Man.
a lot of wrestling, Dave.
Yeah, and I was talking about the Iron Man match he had over here with Zazaya in December. The best Iron Man match I've ever seen, hands down, including in WWE back in the day, whatever you want to say. Like, and he's 20. I mean, it's nuts. It's literally nuts. He's a guy with the world at his feet. And as soon as he was announced, he was one of the last few people announced for in the 16, right? And I was like, okay. My immediate reaction was that changes everything, because I had my thoughts on who I thought was going to win the tournament, and then I saw Leon's in there. So I mean, I'm biased. You know, he's a friend of mine, and he's from British wrestling and all that kind of stuff. But Leon Slater, or one other guy, also from the UK, who we'll get on to, would be my sentimental picks who I'd like to win the tournament. Aigle Blanc, though, is someone who. That I don't think it's a good first round draw for Leon. I'll say that, because I think he's almost better. He's almost when he's up against a bigger opponent and he's got a point to prove. That's where Leon almost thrives the most. Aigle Blanc is almost a mirror image of Leon. We were saying this about Roman and Priest, right? But Leon Slater and Aigle Blanc, style wise, are similar. Aigle Blanc, you could argue, has been for the French scene in the past year what Leon Slater has been for the British scene. So it's close, definitely. And I'm 100% not counting out Aigle Blanc, but from a possibly biased perspective, Leon is on such a level at the moment that it's hard to see past him.
And as well, you know, let's think about Aigle Blanc. In 22, he was eliminated by Peter Tahani in the first round. In 24, he was eliminated by Tahani again in the semi-finals. This year, he's determined to make the final. He's determined to win it. He's had this heated rivalry with Uhura. They've promised each other they're going to see each other in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's a big ask from both men, but, you know, 2 phenomenal talents, 2 confident guys, both who are determined. And, you know, I've known Aigle since I started here in wXw. I don't think I've ever seen him more determined and more focused, not just to do this for himself, but also to prove Uhura wrong.
And I will say as well, though, if Aigle Blanc does beat Leon Slater, which is absolutely not out of the question, because Blanc in himself is one of the best talents in Europe, then with that confidence boost and with that determination to go further, and with that track record, you talk about that match against Tioni in 2022. That was probably my favorite match of the whole weekend in 2022, right? 2024, the semi-final, great as well. So if he were to beat Leon Slater, and there's a 49% chance he does, I just think it's very slightly edgy, maybe Leon's way, but again, that might be my personal bias. If he does it, then maybe Blanc's the favorite for the tournament, because you've already got that confidence of knocking out a talent the caliber of Leon Slater. And imagine the wave that you fly into night 2 on if you've beaten the youngest in charge.
Yeah. Phenomenal points there, Dave. Well made. And I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be insane. But here's a match I think that 2 of the people in this call right now are going to be very interested in, or very for very different reasons. You're going to have very different reactions. Psycho Clown against Joseph Finnick Jr.
God.
And
God.
I'm enjoying this reaction here from Forberg. And Dave, me and you know Psycho Clown. Sadly, well, I maybe like to, because we were there. Me and you were working for AAA Wrestling out of Mexico while you were commentating, and I was producing the English commentary for about 18 months worth of their weekly TV when Psycho Clown was engaged in one of the most bloody, brutal, and never-ending wars against Pagano. What does this man bring to the tournament, Dave? What does Psycho Clown's presence mean for everyone else at 16 Carat Weekend?
He's the reason that I'm scared of clowns. I will say that, and so just seeing him was like
flashbacks to Dagenham.
For me. But that was my initial thought was But my second thought, which is slightly more articulate, hopefully, and using words, not just noises, is that Forberg is screwed. Bennett Jr. will be a great match, but man, Forberg, you're a dead man. When Psycho Clown gets his hands on you, it's not just a name, he's the most psychotic individual in the world.
Unorthodox as they come. And as we said, this war he went through with Pagano, neither man would give an inch, and they were bloodying each other up on a weekly basis on AAA's TV show. Me and Dave endured about 18 months of this. Like,
I'll tell you what,
individuals just not find a way to just end this. They just
I'll tell you what,
up. They would brutalize each other every week.
The good news, buddy, is you're not going to make it to night 2 to go through a table because Psycho Clown's going to rip you apart night 1.
Sure. Why do we always get the weirdos? Why? Is that just to mess with us? But okay. Psycho Clown, yeah, he's dangerous. He's super dangerous. Legend.
He is.
A legend in Mexico. Yeah, he is. I won't argue with that. But Joseph Finnick Jr. doesn't mess with crazy people like that. He will go in there.
Why does he work with you?
He will slap Psycho Clown's face off.
That's a bad idea.
Bye. Go back to Mexico. I'm going to round 2 because he's not there to handle some psycho. Why is he even in the tournament? Can you
You're looking a little flustered.
Yeah,
you're looking paler than usual.
He's worried. Yeah, maybe have another one of your little pink gimmicks, whatever it is.
Pink gimmicks, sure.
Yeah, strawberry lemonade.
At least
try to have some of your
put the tongue in his mouth.
Just try to have some of your rosé because the brown on your pants is showing.
Oh, this
oh, fantastic! Oh,
no.
This is perfect, chat. I really hope you're relishing in this man's pain right now, because I sure am, and I cannot wait to see.
What's the German word? Schadenfreude.
That's the one.
That's what I'm having right now, watching Forberg.
Yeah, I will have the same when Joseph beat that idiot. Easiest.
All right. Well, let's move swiftly on from that and talk about this next match. A match I didn't know I wanted to see until I saw this graphic. Michael Oku and Ahura.
Okay. I see what you're cooking up here. Oh, this is going to be one hell of a fun match because these are not just two incredibly talented wrestlers. These are two individuals who do not back down. And I'll say this, they have gigantic personalities. My goodness, are both men going to be stubborn here with going into the next round?
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about Psycho Clown not giving an inch. Oku and Ahura, neither man's going to give each other any inch here. Like, they are going to do everything they can to win this. And as we already mentioned, Ahura determined to make that final, determined to prove Egla Blanc wrong. But this is a big ask against Michael Oku here.
Yeah, it is. And I've had the pleasure of calling some of the biggest moments in Oku's career. And I know full well that he is so desperate to win 16 Carat Gold because he's done so much else in European wrestling, but to win 16 Carat for Michael Oku is it's on his it's not just on the bucket list of ambitions. It's a must do for Oku. And Mett, to your point, he is someone like Ahura who is so hyper competitive. Nice guy, but so hyper competitive once he gets in that ring. I don't know if I've ever met anyone with such competitive energy as Oku does. But Ahura is someone who has that swagger, the same kind of swagger that Oku has, and we know that obviously Ahura knows wXw very well. He's got his background here. He's won championships here. So yeah, it's another great pairing.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would agree that I'd have never met anybody as hyper competitive as Michael Oku. However, I think Ahura might be the person to take the cake, if anybody. I mean, look, Ahura is very much a polarizing human being. He is very much who he is. He's very unapologetic about what he says, what he does whatsoever, right? And I know there's some people here in this call that have definitely felt the polarizing bottom of his boot on their faces. And
what a glorious moment it was.
It was incredible.
It wasn't.
But the thing is, since that moment, Ahura has kept leveling up and reaching new levels and beating incredibly talented people that you wouldn't expect him to beat. I think Ahura now is at a level that we've never seen before.
Yep.
Yeah, totally agreed. And Dan in the chat here makes a really great point that Ahura's been complaining he's not getting the stars. Now he has one.
Yeah, he's got one now.
If not the top star in British wrestling right now, Michael Oku's making waves around the world. Can Ahura beat him here night one? What a first round match this is going to be.
And by the way, Mark, like once that bell rings, like, you know, you talk about the
it's go. It's on.
But yeah, it's on. But also they're not going to like each other at all. Like they you can just. I'm just imagining how the first 2 minutes of that match go, and it's not just going to be competitive. They like within a minute and a half, those two are going to want to rip each other apart because those personalities are just going to clash so much, and it's going to be fun to watch. Not as fun to watch as seeing four that get ripped apart by Psycho Clown, but it's going to be right up there.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's going to be good. Okay, let's look at this next match, and wow. What a matchup. Masha Slamovich, Cara Noir, and what a clash of styles between these two. I don't know which way to call this one. Holy hell.
And what a journey that Cara Noir has been on, by the way. Because, as we know, he won 16 Carat 5 years ago now.
2020.
That's gone quickly. But former winner of this tournament. But as many of you will know, he then shattered his entire foot in a cage match over here in the UK.
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
Oh, it was awful. And to the point that he wasn't even sure if he was going to walk again, let alone wrestle again. He had to have his whole foot, like ankle, the whole foot, like surgically repaired. And when he has just got back into action in the past few months, it's been a relief, frankly, to see him back. But what's maybe surprising, well, I say surprising, but knowing him like we do, maybe it isn't a surprise, is that he's always had that viciousness, right? There's that kind of sinister element of mystery to Cara Noir. And I wondered whether the impact of having to go through rehab and having to reevaluate your whole life and thinking that your career might be over, whether that would maybe mean that he loses his edge. But I can tell you, from having seen him wrestle several times since he's been back, he has not lost his edge. If anything, he's angrier than ever, and he'll need to be because he's in there against Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen him here recently in wXw, reigniting the war he had with Axel Tischer. They are now at 2 wins apiece against each other. So I don't know if they could face off somewhere later on in the tournament, but, you know, we already spoke about Masha and how good, how tough she is. Like, Mett, how do you think this one's going to go? What's going to happen when Masha Slamovich ends up opposite Cara Noir in the ring in the first round of 16 Carat Gold?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea, but I am strapping in and I'm taking that ride all the way to the end because we've talked about Cara Noir and what an incredible return he's had. Not just returning, but also the matches that he's had. He looks like he was never gone. And that's an incredible thing after being away for, well, I think the number is about 751 days or something like that. But you got to keep in mind, Masha Slamovich is currently, I would say, one of the top wrestlers in the entire world. In my eyes, Masha Slamovich is on that top 5 list of professional wrestlers on the planet. No barriers, nothing. And she's been steadily improving and she's done an incredible job. We've seen her go to war with so many people here at wXw, and she's proven time and time again that every time she comes back here, she elevates that little bit more. And now I'm curious to see just how far Masha Slamovich is elevated. Can she beat Cara Noir? Can she go? How far will she go into 16 karat gold?
Well, she has prior form, right? She's quarterfinalist 2 years ago.
Yep. Absolutely. This is going to be an interesting one. I can't wait. But speaking of the man Cara Noir's had issues with, Axel the X-Man Tisha against Masaki Mochizuki. This one's going to be hard hitting. Oh, Mett. Speak to me, brother.
Sorry. I needed to do that manually. Holy moly, that is, you know what? We talked about two guys maybe destroying each other, not making it to the second round. This might be the match for it. Masaki Mochizuki, an absolute legend of professional wrestling. This is the incredible thing. We've had his son over. We've had Mochizuki Jr. over for events. It's incredible to have Masaki Mochizuki here at 16 karat gold against Axel the Axeman Tischer, a man who, despite his attitude, despite, let's say, just how bitter and sadistic he can be, is very much recognized to be the best talent in Europe. Just put it into my veins, man. I honestly, don't even ask me who's going to go through in this match, because I could not possibly try to guess. It's going to be an absolute technical masterclass.
And remember, I know it's a while ago now, but I guarantee you Tisha hasn't forgotten that he lost the final of 16 karat gold 2 years ago. Right?
He's been a finalist twice, I believe. So Shiggy in 23 and Chris Hero in 2014.
And he hasn't
going to want that win.
Yeah, and in fact, when he I remember after he lost to Irie, he kind of lost it there for a while, right? He's always been someone kind of on the edge of he's always got a short fuse, and he is that's been boiling under the surface with Tisha, I guarantee you, for the past 24 months. So he's going to be ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Axel Tischer, the only 2 times Ambition winner in history. He's been a finalist twice. Will this year be the year? It's a big ask against Mochizuki there. But that brings us to our final first round matchup. And put it into my veins.
Take over. I can't. I'm coming. No way. Come on.
Where's he gone?
I think Mett's actually lost his mind there. I think he's actually just lost his goddamn mind. Daisuke Sakamoto, one called Manders. It's a match Manders said he wanted. And I'm like, Jesus, man, I know you want to test yourself. I know you want to go up against the best, but be careful what you wish for, brother, because you've gone and got it here.
Yeah, I mean, I promise you, Manders is delighted. He's popping the champagne corks right now, not the cheap red rosé. He's popping the actual champagne here.
I don't know, Manders he don't strike me as a champagne man. He's probably bought himself a case of beer. He's popping those lids. He's chugging them back.
Yeah, maybe champagne's the wrong beverage for him, but you know what I mean.
That's what you're gonna throw at me.
I
know. That's what you're gonna throw at me.
Your apartment.
You're gonna throw piles of meat at me in the first round. Damn it!
I think Matt has never walked that much in his life.
Heaps of meat. 2 big meat. Oh my goodness! All right, I don't know what you guys said, but holy moly!
We were just calling the emergency services to go for a welfare check on you.
Tell them to bring a pacemaker, because my goodness, my heart's gonna give out. The two most physical, the two, oh goodness, in this tournament, these 2 guys are gonna beat the ever-living goodness out of each other. Holy moly! I can't breathe. Just honestly, I'm probably
because you
my
actually did exercise, Matt.
my heart's going to stop as soon as I see all
that.
that meat in the ring.
He
It's
was
gonna
wearing
be
jeans.
incredible.
So.
Now, look, to be fair, like one called Manders has, since his appearance here at wXw, become an absolute beloved figure with the fans, but he's done such an incredible job of time after time delivering, time after time beating opponents, time after time just taking people to the utter limits of what they can do. And when they can't go anymore, taking their heads off with that lariat and putting them down for the cover. But this time, honestly, we've seen him break so many human beings. Daisuke Sekimoto? I don't think there's anything on this world that can break Daisuke Sekimoto. We are literally witnessing an immovable object coming into... Well, Dave, help me.
Irresistible force, man.
Thank you, Dave.
Because
use
take
your
a
words.
breath.
Use your words.
I
mean, that's what you're paid to do, to use your words.
I'm going to take a breath. No, man, there's no words to describe how excited I am.
But I mean, in amongst that slightly hyperventilating expression there from Mett, there's a great point, which is that if you're Manders, like, you've been able to steamroll people, and that's kind of his in-ring style, and yet you can't do that paired with Sekimoto. I know that's what he wants, and I know he wants to test himself in this match, but I don't mean this. I don't think he can win. I think he could absolutely win, but I in my head, I'm trying to picture how Manders adapts his style to take on Sekimoto, and I'm struggling to see what the strategy is, other than to just run at him harder than he runs at you. But
I mean, I guess, like, what can you do? Like, Sekimoto just, he's gonna be tough. He's a former Unified World Wrestling Champion, the third in history, I believe. He beat Walter for that belt. Now he's back. It's been 6 years since we've last seen him in wXw. And he's going to have a point to prove. Like, I'm sure he's going to be glad to be back, but he's going to be back to prove a point. He's not back to make up numbers. He's not here just to say he was a part of the tournament. Sekimoto doesn't just do things for the sake of doing them. He does them to make a statement and to win. And
that's kind of the point I'm making, I think, is that you say he beat Walter, right? Like, well, if I'm Manders, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's a worry, because Manders is that similar style. He's that big guy, hard hitting, and Sekimoto's made a career of knowing how to beat people like that. So Manders has a puzzle to solve. I know he wants to get in there and just hit hard and have a good old fight. It's a great way to spend a Friday night if you're one called Manders, but he's going to have to think about it, and it's going to be tough.
I think this is where I have to even disagree with you, Dave. I think Manders is probably seeing this. Of course, there's worry. Of course, he wants to win 16 karat gold. There's always pressure in any big competition. He made it all the way to the semifinals, and just like Thomas Shire, in fact, in the same video, they both made a statement that they want to win their respective tournaments. Manders is coming in fully with the eyes on the prize. And knowing Manders, he's probably licking his chops right now. He's probably excited to step into the ring and take Daisuke Sekimoto out, because think about it this way. If you go into the second round, or if you go into the second round of the quarterfinals after having toppled somebody like Daisuke Sekimoto, there's a lot of great competitors in this fight, but you might have made an argument for yourself being the toughest guy in this tournament. That is like getting maybe the biggest obstacle out of the way at the beginning. The question is he going to have enough going into the next rounds if he manages to overcome Sekimoto in the first place?
But I'm not disagreeing with you, though. I think in terms of what Manders' reaction is going to be to this, right? Manders' reaction to this 100% will be, as we were saying when you were doing a lap of your block or whatever, right? We were saying that he's going to be celebrating.
It's crazy what a little exercise did to Mett there. I think more exercise will benefit you a lot, because this was the smartest minute of talking you've ever done. If one called Manders wins here against Daisuke Sekimoto, he is the number one pick to go all the way through the final and win this. And I also agree, actually, that I think one called Manders will go in here without fear. He knows he wants to win the tournament, and he has to beat everyone that will be put in front of him. And if it's Daisuke Sekimoto, then that means he has to win against that man. He doesn't care. He just cares about the victory in the end. And
yeah, but maybe he should care. Maybe he should care. That's my point. Is that going in fearlessly is all well and good, but this is Sekimoto, man. Like you gotta have more strategy than that. And I think he will. I'm not saying Manders won't, but he can't just think, oh, I'm just going to go in all guns blazing and it will all work out, because Sekimoto knows how to beat opponents like him. And so after the joy of finding out that this is his first round match has subsided, he's going to have 6 days to think about it. He's going to have to think hard about how he's going to win this, because I don't know, just running in fearlessly, if that's the extent of your plan, I don't know if that's enough.
Okay, so gents, let's get serious for a minute. Chat, let's get involved here. 16 names. We've seen the 8 first round matchups. Give me a winner. Why are you laughing? We all know who you're going to pick. Right? I don't know why you're here. You're adding very little to this broadcast.
It is Joseph Finneck Jr. It is easy.
All right, why?
The man has a chip on his shoulder. He has been signed to win 16 Carat Gold last year, and he didn't do it. And you know what happens to people who don't win 16 Carat Gold. You've seen it with my Goldjunge, Peter Tihani. If you don't achieve that goal, but you got me on your shoulder telling you how to achieve that goal, you will achieve it the next time you go. And Joseph Finneck Jr. is in the perfect mindset right now. You can't even comprehend. You haven't seen him in a while now because he's been preparing so good. The last times you've seen him, he was already miles better than last year. But now he's in a different mindset. He will survive that first round on Friday, and he will go on to win the whole thing for High Performer Limited, because this is our era, and this is our tournament. This is our year.
It's such a shame you won't be there to see it, because you'll be in the hospital on night 3. But
okay, well, look, Forvet clearly thinks his man Joseph Finneck Jr. is going to go through, win the whole thing. At the chat, we've got people saying that they reckon it's going to be Bobby Guns. It's going to be Manders. Ahura. Axel, Tisha, Ahura again. Wrestling Focus says the fans, we're all winners. And I don't disagree with that.
The first time they win anything in their lives. Poor.
Mett, give me a name. Who is going to win 16 Carat Gold this year?
Definitely not Joseph Finneck Jr., because that's a Psycho Clown is going to tear Forvik apart and then pin him. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the finals, but I believe the man who could go all the way, who could defeat even him, is in fact the man that we saw there at the end, Daisuke Sekimoto. And again, I'll be honest, I fully believe that Manders has what it takes to overcome Daisuke Sekimoto, but the question is, can he? If Sekimoto is, for me, an absolute force, an absolute Japanese legend, of which we have many here. We have Mexican legends in the form of Psycho Clown. We have German legends in the form of Axel Tischer, and Japanese legends in the form of Masaki Mochizuki and Daisuke Sekimoto. But I'm telling you, man, Sekimoto is a different kind of beast. And after 6 years away, the former Unified World Wrestling Champion, I think he's about to climb all the way back to the very top, win 16 Carat Gold, and who knows where he goes from there. Sekimoto is my pick to win 16 Carat Gold.
Yeah, great argument. Dave, what about you? Who's your money on?
Well, despite what I said about Leon Slater earlier, I think my choice going in before I saw the matches tonight was probably one called Manders. But now I'm not sure now, because as I say, I do think he might well find a way to beat Sekimoto, but we said this about one of the other matches earlier, right? Even if he does, what's left of him? You've still got to go 3 more times. And so I think that does reduce Manders' chances. The question is then, which of the other 15, if I'm not picking him, And I guess it's going to be predictable, but I'll say Joseph. No, I'm kidding. Michael Oku.
Oh, okay. Perfect. I mean, I'm looking at this, and I'm just looking at the graphics. I'm looking through these first round matches on my other screen, and it is tough. And and I think there were some comments in the chat earlier about what a strong first round this is. Probably one of the strongest that we've seen in recent years. And damn, like, it is just so hard. Like, part of me wants to say Axel Tischer. Part of me wants to say Ahura. Part of me wants to say Bobby Guns. But then, I look at an Adam Priest. I look at a Michael Oku. I look at a Daisuke Sekimoto and a one called Mendes. I just don't know where the hell I'd put my money. If you ask me to put a bet right now, I know I cannot pick.
I mean, you got to look at it that
when
way
you've
as
got
well.
a lineup this strong?
There's the beauty of it as well. The surprise of who's going to win at the end. There's so much opportunity for future to be made. It could be Masha Slamovich. It could be Anita Vaughn. It could be Lawrence Roman winning the second time in a row. There are so many possible. I don't think we have anybody in this tournament where I can say, oh no, this person, it will not win. It's going to be an incredibly highly contested tournament, and in my opinion, it's one of the most stacked 16-karat golds that we've seen thus far. I'm absolutely excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing the chat again, Ahura, Lawrence Roman, Bobby Guns, like, the picks are all over the place, and I think that just speaks to how strong the lineup is going into this year's 16-karat gold. I can't pick, Dave. I'm indecisive.
None of us bet on the fence.
Jesus Christ.
If you don't pick, your default pick will be Joseph Fenech Jr. Nobody else.
Fuck. Okay. Psycho Clown. Psycho Clown's winning. No, seriously, if I'm going to have to put my money somewhere, I'm going to go Egg LeBlanc. Okay. He's having a standout year, and I think he can do it. Whether he faces Ahura in the final or not, I'm not sure. If they do it, that's going to be explosive, because Christ, the issues between these two in recent months, off the charts. But I think Egg LeBlanc can do it. I think this is his year to break out.
Absolutely.
It's a bet.
Honestly, I can't argue. I don't know what you're expecting of me.
There's no implausible picks. You know what I mean? There's none of those 16 picks are crazy choices.
No. Not at all. And wow, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And ladies and gents, it all begins next Thursday with Inner Circle. And then here's the thing. This time, next Friday night, we're all going to be there. We're all going to be sat in the Turbinenhalle. We're probably at about this time going to be starting the second half of the show. That's how close it is. Oh, it's going to be exciting. I cannot wait. Dave, any final thoughts before we finish up our broadcast here this evening?
Well, I was just thinking, if we're on the second half of the show by then, I'm going to be on my fourth schnitzel of the night. So that's going to be great. Please, man. As I said at the top, I'm so excited to be back. I love being part of wXw, it's part of 16-karat gold weekend. It's I know people say this all the time, but it's the best fans in the world. It's the best atmosphere of any weekend in wrestling, and it's always a blessing to be there. So, and especially with as we've said, it's such a stacked lineup. It's I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps even saying it. That's how it's going, man.
Good, Mett. Any final thoughts yourself?
Hey, man, I'm ready to strap in for another incredible year. I'll tell you this, and this is a very personal thing for me. After 16-karat gold last year, I felt very emotional to have been part of such an incredible event, in not just in European wrestling, but in professional wrestling, to have been somebody that got to experience it all. Whether I was doing commentary or not, I was experiencing it as a fan, and I was very much in the moment and in the magic of what is 16-karat gold. I'll tell you this, if you're watching now, I'm sure I'm going to see you in Oberhausen, but if you're not going to be in Oberhausen, catch it live. Don't miss out, because these are 3 magical days, the likes of which very, very, very few other organizations in professional wrestling can deliver. So don't miss the biggest wrestling festival Europe has to offer. Yep,
it is going to be special. It is going to be a whole lot of fun. Forward, say something before I just cut you off.
Of course, 16 karat gold, like the others already said. The best wrestlers in the world will be there on that weekend. This is the top of the European scene. This is the top of the world. We have got a lot of great wrestling happening. But I think you all forgot, this is the high performer era, and we will win ambition, we will win 16 karat gold, and we will win the TLC for the World Tag Team Championship. There's no way around it. So live with it, because you're living in my world now.
Okay, so ignoring all that self-indulgent crap, don't forget to join us, ladies and gents. If you're coming, we cannot wait to see you there live in Oberhausen and in Gelsenkirchen. If you're joining us for Inner Circle, if you can't be there with us, don't forget you can see it all live, either on wXwNOW with German commentary or on Triller TV Plus with English commentary. The schedule is up on your screen right now. It is less than 1 week away. You do not want to miss this. It is Europe's biggest wrestling festival, the biggest wrestling tournament in Europe. 3 days, 6 shows streaming live with some of the most incredible action you will ever see. Trust me, you do not want to miss this, and you can see it all live from the comfort of your own home. But if you can get a ticket, get a ticket. Trust me, you want to be there for that atmosphere. If not, join us live, wXwNOW in German, Triller TV Plus in English. It is going to be a phenomenal weekend. We thank you all for joining us here tonight, and we will see you all very, very soon. Thank you very much.